I'm not even going to try and lie to you guys about this one. When I first heard the subject of today's video, I was not impressed. Hell, I'll take it a step further. I did not like his voice or his delivery. But just like that fungus on your cousin that refuses to shower, it started to grow on me. And now it's gotten to the point where I'm excited whenever I see a new project by him. Come with me, let's take another trip across the border, and let's check out Golden BSP.
Reach for the sky with the poison gon' make you blind. For the devil beneath the dirt. Nervous up in your mind as the curtain call, come with me. Feel me within your heart when the sparrows sing to my people. My eviler side depart for the star that you've been a sinner. Inner half will concur, but the outer half will conquer. All the hope that I put in the world for the world will displace me here. Hear my voice in your head, so I wonder complete control may be easier than they said. Check of the trade, hoping to get me a place. Pack on my bag and I stay, manage my brain. Channel the way that I make, battle my way in the game. Ailing your race, help me to get where I go. That I was God of the clouds, set of the scores. Set on my tab at the bar, better than ever at all. Never again, enter the mind of the wise. Why would you try to be dumb? Deep in the thought you will know what is the right and the wrong. Writing it down on the page, placing my soul at the song. That is poverty in the shape of a dog. Shake to the base of the club, bump to the base that I put in your trunk.
Now, that wasn't the first thing that I ever heard from Goldie, but it is the oldest video that he has on his YouTube with a release date of March 2016. The first time that I remember clicking on one of his videos was the Mary Poppins video with Mercules, and like I said, I really wasn't feeling it. My ears hadn't tuned into Goldie's voice just yet, and so it was a little abrasive at first. Have a listen and see what I mean.
I told her I went crazy like Sherman Alexi. Put God on my back, he scratched me and spread the infection. Unintended, now a black cat will fear to cross me. Selenium in your soul, achieving heavy pocket. My spirit raised from the coldest part of the lonely shadow. They feed on fruit from my youth and I'm eating poison apple. A poster, but I'm supposed to do what they asked me to. Slit my wrist and my image wasn't to act. A full party hardy or Hannibal Lecter. I'm getting lecture from people looking like Adderall, popping pill like a junkie, sipping on alcohol. Groupie, you wanna fuck me? You're all disgusting. I busted my fucking ass for a place at the up and coming. I'm coming to take the title, try and become my rival. I ride you into the desert and that is where you reside. So sayonara to all of you ought to be Haley Comet. You spacing now got me thinking you gone off the Mary Poppins. They say a spoonful of sugar held the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Medicine go down.
Obviously, you've heard that I do a really, really good BSP impression. You've heard it.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, first, how did you get into rapping? But then how did you find that caricature, like that voice? Like, how did you get into, how many bitches that, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you do that?
So I got into rapping, like, I was always like, when I was a kid, when I was young, it's always what I wanted to be. Just like listening to like Eminem and shit growing up.
Right.
And then I just kept going with it. And in my hometown, this guy, Tyler Myroon, he's actually a juggalo. He's like, he opened up and like he was just starting to. He had like no fucking idea what he was doing at all, but I didn't either. So we just started making music, and like that's when I made my first song, my first CD. Started doing shows, was all with like all juggalos, and they were always like, "You're a juggalo, man." And I'm like, "Oh man, I love juggalos, but like I'm not trying to do the face paint." They were all doing the face paint and shit, and I'm like, I'm not into the face paint, bro, but I respect everything that you guys do and shit, you know what I mean? So I was always like around juggalos and fucking, that's how I like started doing shows. They put me on.
Mm-hmm. Juggalos are really decent people. I like them a lot. I hang out with a bunch of them.
100%. Mm-hmm. And then as far as that like flow, it's just like different influences. And like my voice is always changing. I always have different like, I could like do different sounds, you know, but like that specific sound is like probably I started listening to Flatbush.
Flatbush Zombies. I love them.
Yeah, so that's like kind of a Michi when you hear that like growl. I don't really like listen to them much anymore. They like they're still dope, but like I kind of just like grew out of it. But like that Michi flow is like, I was listening heavily to Danny Brown and Meech, and that's like kind of where that I like started getting like that weird voice, and then I kind of just tuned it with other influences or whatever, right?
So in 2016, Golden BSP was signed to Stealth Bomb Records, a label put together by another Canadian artist, Snack the Ripper. And you can definitely hear the beginning of the Goldie that we have grown to love in there. It's just not quite right yet. There's a 2-year gap in his YouTube content after that song with Mercules, but with the release of his album Pony Boy in 2018, we could definitely tell that he was coming into his own as an artist.
Skin pony. Pony boy, yeah, I'm back, so you know my label was a joke and I had to let them go. Couldn't even get alone, I'd rather be alone. Don't think they had a flow, probably die in a few years. I'ma push dope, make everything I own. Told them everything I know, but they never fucking listen. So my homies stay broke at the bottom of the road. Don't worry, I got pack on pack in the back. It is so pay me everything you owe, motherfucker. If not, you ain't my bro, motherfucker. Motherfucker, but drop 5K on your west and come back with your whole earlobe, motherfucker. Run a bag on bag tag, going through the roof like the fire that be burning in the crib. Toss a roach, fully got my back. I ain't even gotta watch it for the fucking Jake. Put the money in the safe and it grow like pony boy, pony boy. Bitch, you underdid, don't you? Yeah, fuck skin, pony boy. Pony boy on the motherfucking kid from the ghetto trailer park in the motherfucking stairs. Yeah, pony boy, pony boy. Bitch, you underdid, don't you? Yeah, fuck skin, pony boy. Pony boy on the motherfucking kid all up in your bitch mouth. That is where my dick lives, yeah. I got the call, I say I will get better than what do you want? I got P, you want half of them, okay, that 30. Let me at the fat burger, nobody knew me, I've been on the back burner. I told them plug me, I flip it right back on her. She want the D and I flip it right back on her. She want that money, so I put a stack on her. She want the lion and I put a pack on her. Get it? Lion pack. Pack up the lion, divided your ass. I ain't no Simba, I am his dad. I am Mufasa, I fly off the map. I am a hawk, I could fly to Japan. And I'm a boss, I could fire your man. And all this gas got me high as I can. I'm on the water like God where he stand, yeah. Goldie came up from the bottom, but Goldie still been in the street. Gold in my mouth, but they all like the cap when I'm older, I'll screw on the teeth. With that whip and I flip it that quarter, I told them I give them a week. Fuck it all though, we live it, we die, told okay the hub on the beat. They wantin' answers, and I ain't got them. Oh, did I know us? We live, we die. I got that water, Aquaman. That is white, the black man. I'ma get it every day. I'ma die the hottest thing.
Admittedly, however, the Pony Boy album had nothing to do with getting me on board as a Goldie fan. I had listened to it a little, and I was warming up to his voice, but there had yet to be that one track that really grabbed me. Then came along My Little Pony. Now, I was already fully tuned into Easy Mac at this point, so I was excited to hear his contributions, but I was just planning on kind of suffering through Goldie's parts, for lack of a better term. So imagine my surprise a few weeks later when the hook for Icebox was just on a constant loop in my brain.
I don't wanna sit and talk a year for no we get involved. Lately, I feel like we hit a wall and I still wanna love you, and that why you fucking piss me off. Pretty little lady with her fucking devil horn, and when she turned her back, she made me wish that I was never born. Yeah, she just wanna be together more. Hell is all I'm feeling ever since we fucking fell apart. Yeah, any bitch you all the same. When she call my phone, I wanna break. We ain't talking days. I wish she pack her bag and she caught a plane. She don't love herself, I'm the one that she wanna blame. Yeah, damn, you the coldest. Ice spot, baby, heart looking all frozen. Yeah, damn, you the coldest. Ice spot, baby, heart looking all frozen. Yeah, you the coldest. Ice spot, baby, heart looking all froze. Yeah, damn, you the coldest. Big cash ass fat, yeah, you the coldest.
So how did you hook up with Easy Mac, man? Because he's an interesting fucking dude, man.
So me and Easy Mac, like in 2015 or something like that, I moved to Vancouver with Beat Ice and like some other guys, and we were just like gonna be like, let's make a bunch of music. And then Easy's like, hey, I'm gonna roll through. So then he came and moved in with us. And at that time, he was like, man, like, fuck, let's get it. Like, I need to get this, because he's been like, he was like constantly like almost getting it, and then it, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, you're so close, and then it falls, and then you're so close, and then he's like, fuck, this is
my life story.
Yeah, and then he's like, so I just we jammed out, and I helped him, I styled him for like his short film.
Yeah.
And like kind of like directed him on how to like dress,
Mm-hmm.
and like what he should do, as much as like, or as far as like how his appearance should look.
Right.
And then he just listened to what I had to say, and did the short video, did the It's Easy, and that went viral. Mm-hmm. And then so he's like, boom, like I was like around that time signed to Snack the Ripper.
Yeah, I know Snack.
Yeah. So I was like more like in it than he was, and he was kind of like, yo, like let's go. And then he went viral, and he immediately was just like up there, you know what I mean? And around that time, me and Snack like kind of had a falling off, and like I was pretty depressed and not like making music.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like over it, and just not inspired. And then when Mac like went viral and started blowing up, then he's like, yo, bro, thank you so much for your help with all the shit, blah, 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 blah. Let's do like a collab album.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, let's go. Fuck yeah. And it's like pulled me out of that like music, like depression. You know what I mean? I'm like felt inspired again.
Right.
And like I had Pony Boy, that CD finished. Like it was just sitting, and I was just like, cause I was like out for too long. I'm like, even if I put this out, it's not going to do anything. So I'm like, fuck it. Like, and I just didn't put it out. And then I'm like, okay, perfect. Then I'll put out Pony Boy right before we like put out My Little Pony. And then it will like, I'll be back. You know what I mean? So right. I helped him, and then he helped me. And like, we just pulled each other out of this like funk. And now we're just like continually making tracks and good homies.
Despite looking like he might be about to OD at any minute in the Icebox video, Goldie has really thrived in the 5 years since the release of My Little Pony 1. You may be unaware of this, but besides being the rap star we all know and love, Goldie is also a pretty talented director, editor, and artist. I'm sure you've all seen the big head style videos that are pretty popular on Easy Mac's channel, but did you know that our boy Goldie is the guy responsible for them? Okay, maybe you did know that, but it's still worth mentioning again because they're pretty entertaining and it's kind of impressive. I would show you more samples than just these ones, but you're gonna see plenty more examples of his music video skills coming up shortly. Goldie released She Loves Me in 2019, and the track Norman Bates from the album still stands as the most viewed video on his channel to this day.
Look at the rapper in the biz like a dog fight. Chop my jaw size out, bite until you all die. Call the plug, he send that break. Take two, a small way, bitch. I don't play him, and she always make it on time. Never play me, if you play me, I'm insane. I go crazy like Norman Bates. I got all the lady like my name's Swayze. Patrick Ratchet, dirty dancing on my package lately. Yeah, I know she acting basic, she won't make it. Yeah, if the bitch a basic, I throw like Brady. Yeah, I break out that cage when you try and tame me. Yeah, I got all the gravy, I made the gravy. My cocaine is super clean like it's the 80s. Yeah, I don't need the zipper break, I don't do 80. Yeah, I don't do no front now, I just do pay me. Cause I ain't never lazy, so I'm caking. And if you wanna take it, then come and take it. But you ain't gonna take it, you ain't a gangster, you just faking. I just won the game, alley-oop, easy pass that. Cali go spooky with the sauce, it's a hashtag. Every time I call to make the drop, it's a cash cap. All the money in my backpack, give me bad back. It's okay though, I got deep perky in my system. I don't wanna feel so when I'm hurting, I just get numb. Bitch, I got the juice, I got the sauce, I got a victim. If he do not give me what I want, I got that big gun, yeah.
The following year, Goldie would release 2 projects, the first being a 4-track EP with Early Adopted called Fall With Her that I've honestly only listened to a couple of times, but Goldie was definitely the highlight of it for me. But not long after that, we got the release of Walt Disney, which is by far my favorite solo project of his. And yes, it's weird to call something a solo project when it has as many features as this one does, but that's what it is. It's a solo project.
Blah, 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 blah. But you got a lawyer and I sold for a crooked one. She gon' pull her pussy, I told her it look good enough. I'ma eat that pussy, but I do it with my hoodie up. She told me to look at her, I ain't looking up. But you did a show and now the camera, they look at me. Used to have nobody in my show, now they booking me. I love all the escort, but I hate paying for hooker though. Had one summer digging my turn up and I couldn't blow. She told me adios, I told her you crazy. All the women love me, I like Pedro fucking Swayze. I pull up to the mansion with Miranda and her baby, then I fuck her in a hammock, put her baby in a cradle, put a nut up on Miranda, told her spread it like a mayo. Ain't no label on my back, the ketamine up on the table, sniff it belly, it ain't nothing, and I tunnel in the KO. Ain't no fun up in the KO, when the gun up where your brain go. They say they hate me, they say they like me, they indecisive. Ain't no one lying, I hold the title coronavirus. To go inside of my swallow rifle of open fire. Like blah, 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 blah. They say they like me, they indecisive. Ain't no one lying, I hold the title coronavirus. To go inside of my swallow rifle of open fire. Like blah, 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 blah. Mommy in my time zone, I just flew her out, I got the paper like a Bible. She wanna be religious, she cut me that feast, I got her ass up in the kitchen. She asked me how I'm living, she already know though, I got all this gold though. I told her take her clothes off, she looked like a model, but she had like a normal, yeah. We be pin like her Skittle, yeah. I only feel it a little. I put my dick in her, she shiver a little. I fucking kill it, her pussy a gunner, she offer my digit.
You know how some things in life are just better together? Think of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Peanut butter and jelly. Pancakes and maple syrup, if you will. Well, that's how I feel about Goldie and Easy Mac. They are just both better together, and that's not to say that Goldie isn't dope on songs with other people. He definitely is. Him and Ouija Mac have put out a number of releases together that are dope, but there's just something magical that happens when Easy and Goldie get on a track together.
Tell me, do you wanna fly, little mama? I could put you on a throne in the sky, little mama. You a queen, be up in my eye, little mama. Wanna ride or die by my side, little mama. Sloppy toppy on my noggin like a slobber. Sloppy toppy like I'm playing at the Bronco. Baby on my asses want me bad, but I'm all good. She get it poppin' out the joint, you a star, little lady. Now flex that pussy on my dick. When I put my hammer in this bitch, call it banana spliff. She want kids, then I wrap it up like Santa with the gift. I'm the shit, red syrup in the Phantom when I sip in the Phantom with the look-alike Angelina Jolie. Goatee shining from this angle that I pose in. No sleep, I don't need no sleep cause I'm a zombie. My insides are rotten, I'ma catch your body. My tongue got me thinking that I'm dripping. She drew on a tread, told her lick it like a lizard. I'm pretty little Vic, so I think about it pimping. Get her in the kitchen, she a whip her the biscuit. Police on my trail, tell them beat her with the nitro. I'll let you girl, then tell her it's a typo. She could lose some weight, probably fuck her with the lipo. Fuck it, I'ma fuck her with the lights off. She gon' swallow on my dick like the shit of garlic sausage. Kids so bezo, but we ain't Mardi Gras. Dealer hit me up, 2 for 1, that's a party burger. I go buy a boulder Prada, we go get the party started. Condom in my pocket, toss it in the garbage. Beat it up and out up in her mouth and tell her swallow. She an alcoholic cause she wanted with the bottle. My little pony, pretty little mama. Hard flipping like I'm Bart Simpson. I might start pimping even though he isn't hard living. Got a couple broads, drop 'em off by the park benches. One got blue hair like she Marge Simpson. Other one probably on drugs. Any minute she gon' start itching. I just dropped acid, smashed the windows out my Park Civic. Used to have the Honda, then I came up, now my car different. Mercedes-Benz push to start when I start engines.
It's really nice.
I'm looking fancy when I'm backing out, looking out the mansion. Used to sit up in the crack of house, took a couple Xannies, got me manic. I start acting out, whip my dick out, beat that pussy like I'm Manny Pacquiao. put the liquor in the cup, 2 shot, but I drank about 8. New chain on my neck, that swing. Blue face in the bank, big step, he ain't stepping to the plate. Big weight, put the money in the safe. Put the liquor in the cup, 2 shot, but I drank about 8. New chain on my neck, that swing. Blue face in the bank, yeah. What you talking about? Run up in your crib and I turn it into a party house. Yeah, where the liquor at? Run up in your fridge and I'm looking for the Bacardi now. Ice for your bitch, she pregnant, I'm really sorry, pal. Wait until I'm famous, then somebody bring a Mario. Pony club rolling with me, I bring the army out. Pony emblem on the whip, I bring the Rari out, yeah. Yeah, back with what I'm smoking up. And I'm always fucking smoking up. Lil' shorty give me shoulder rub. She just hoping that I open up. She don't even know me, dog. Never put the pussy on the podium. And I don't bet on shit if I ain't rolling it. And I don't play the cards if I ain't holding them.
We haven't seen a solo Golden BSP album since the release of Walt Disney, and that's been 3 years now. Of course, that's not to say that he doesn't keep his fans engaged. Besides the collab albums with each Mac respectively, Goldie releases singles and videos pretty consistently. This one is my favorite out of his newest 3 videos.
Pussy the only thing that I could eat cause I'm fast. From the back with my nose in her edge. Take a road to the valley, we whipping that caddy. Now that little bitch is too sassy, cannot pass me. I'm on a track like an athlete. I'm with my boys like Backstreet, no more bar like Danny. I got a lay of the Zanny.
Alright, so that brings you pretty up to date with the Golden BSP saga thus far. He doesn't appear to do very many interviews. In fact, the one that I used in this video from Blind Fury is the only one that I could find, so I apologize for not having like a crazy amount of information about him for you guys. He does appear to be somewhat active on his Instagram, so go there to follow him and stay up to date with what he's got going on, and you can also see pictures of him in his underwear if you're into that kind of thing. I know you are. Yeah, you. Shout out to the Flapjack family members right here that requested the Goldie video, and if you want to be a part of the fam, go ahead and drizzle a little bit of syrup on that subscribe button and hit me in the comments with who you want to see a video like this about in the future. Thank you so much for checking out the video, people. I will see you on the next one.
So where does the name Golden BSP come from? Like, where does the buckskin pony whole moniker come from? Talk to me about it.
When I was in like high school, and we used to get like really fucked up, right. Or like do something like like something stupid, or like you know, like you wake up in the ditch, or like you bang like the ugly chick at the party, or like
right,
you do something like that, you know what I mean? And then you wake up and it's like, oh, I got buckskin pony last night.
Oh wow!
Always just like, oh fuck, gonna get buckskin pony tonight, boys. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yo, I dig the fuck out of that.
Like our group's like a little like or like thing or whatever, and then I just ran with it. But I was actually, my name was Golden Child before,
right?
So I just dropped the child and added the BSP.
His pony, yo bitch call me Pony. When her nose is plugged, I put that powder in my foreskin. Then I stick it in her butt and I let her absorb a portion. Ain't no intercourse, got her jumping like Michael Jordan.
I need to figure out a sign-off thing. Should I say cakes out?
No.